10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You already know what time it is. ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com. Tune in. Revive is alive. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Yep. You know what time it is, man. It's me, your girl, P.O.C., host of Revive. We are live right now, man. We are live, baby. I'm back. Time for an awakening, man. Welcome back, man. I appreciate you all definitely for staying locked to Revive Radio while we were away, man. We are back live. I'm extremely excited to be back on this Winning Wednesday. You already know, man, each and every Winning Wednesday, we go back to back, man, starting at 7 a.m. with that good morning talk radio. And then we back winning tonight here from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. live on Time for an Awakening, man. You can catch us live on ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, that is ReviveIsAlive.com. Or you can go directly to Tune In. You can either download the app or go directly to the website and just search Time for an Awakening and hit Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Reviving your airways each and every Winning Wednesday, man. I'm really excited to be back, man. I want you guys to join the conversation tonight, man. 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. Join the conversation tonight. You can also hit us up Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC. Once again, that is Revive_POC. You already know once you get to ReviveIsAlive.com, I need y'all to all subscribe to both the YouTube channel as well as the newsletter so you can stay locked with everything we got going on here at Revive Radio, man. 12/12, you guys. I need y'all to mark your calendars. It's going down. Save the date. Revive Radio Rhythm and Reasoning Volume 2-4 Community Unity. Man, we are doing Slice Over Substance, man. We have partnered up with Blaze Pizza. We need you all to be in the business. 3400 Lancaster Avenue. Man, it's from 7 to 10 p.m. We have 1 hour of just straight networking, so we need you to bring your business cards, 30-second pitches, whatever it may be, so you can let the people know who will be in the building exactly what you do, man. If you're a startup business, an entrepreneur, an artist, I definitely encourage you to be in the business. You never know who's going to be there. We have some amazing pop-up guests that's coming through. We have some amazing giveaways that we're doing, some raffles that we're doing. So we definitely want you guys to be in the building. It's going to be a live on-air broadcast of Revive Radio, man, on a Winning Wednesday at that, right? On a Winning Wednesday, 12/12 is going down. I need y'all to be in the building, man. Pull up, pop out, and hop out on Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Once again, that address is 3400 Lancaster Avenue. I need you all to be there, man. Tell a friend to spread the word, to spread the message. You already know, man. Revive is alive for the next 365, and that's exactly what the event is actually about. It's to help keep Revive alive for the next 365. It's a fundraiser that we're doing, an initiative with our Revive 365 campaign. And speaking of that, if you're feeling froggy, you know what I mean? Yesterday was Giving Tuesday. We can still be giving on this Winning Wednesday. Yeah, so if you're feeling froggy, make sure you go to ReviveIsAlive.com right now. Support and definitely support what you value and click that donate button to help keep Revive alive for the next 365 days, man. We appreciate everybody who has supported us thus far, man. It's only getting bigger. It's only getting better, man. And I appreciate you guys for definitely, you know what I'm saying, waiting for us to get back live on air. We've been back since Monday. You can catch us each and every morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on PQ1RadioLive.com. So definitely make sure you guys check us out, man, each and every morning. Getting that good morning mix with me starting at 7 a.m. Revive is alive, you guys. You already know you got to get up anyway. So why not get up with me, your girl P.O.C. Tonight we got a jam-packed show for you guys. I mean, a jam-packed show. We got your girl Tab Money coming through with some financial literacy, some financial coaching. You already know it's holiday season. We were trying to prep you guys for holiday season, and now holiday season is now in full throttle, and we need to help you guys still try to save some money, you know what I'm saying, and definitely make sure you guys are staying in the black going into 2019. That is my goal for myself as well as everyone out here who's listening, man. We need to stay in the black going in 2018. We should not be going broke going into 2019 because of all the spending that we did during the holiday season in 2018. We should have been saving if we knew we was going to be spending. You understand? You got to save in order to spend. You can't spend what you don't have. And a lot of us are out there doing that, cutting checks and using these credit cards like we got this money, right? No. So we're going to learn a little bit about that today here live on Tab Money Habits. She'll be coming around 8:30. So make sure you guys stay locked and spread the word. You already know we're going to get into this good mix real quick. I need y'all to turn your radios up. We have a special guest coming through today too, man. Y'all really want to stay locked to this one. He has a word. When I tell you he has a word, he has a message for you. Yes, you. If you stay locked, man, you can catch this message. You already know what time it is. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Turn your radios up. Get in this mix with me.
She want it, I can tell she want it. Want me to push up on it, for she know where I'm all on it. We get the party going, liquor flowing, this is fire. 50 and Jeremiah, #1, there's nothing higher. Won't you go in? Get it. I see you, baby. Break it, won't you just put it down? Get it, put it down. Break it down.
Okay, she headed to the dance floor and she slowly started popping it. Something like my wristpiece, everybody got to watching it. Girl, you got that secret treasure, I'm gon' put a lock on it. Don't care what they say, I would be stupid to be not owning this Vicky. Heard you got that sticky. Let's go and take 9 shots, we'll just call it 50. And I gonna lick it till they hickey. Had that river running, keep you running till you empty.
Bang.
Oh, you look so sweet. What you working, Alice? Look at your physique. Girl, you are a beauty. Well, I am a beast. They must have been tripping to have left me off a leash. I like the way you grind with that booty on me. Sorry you were down while you looking lonely. Go buy another round and it's all on me. As long as I'm around, put it down on me. Just put it down on me. Put it down on me. Down on me. Put it down on me. Don't do it off the mound. Show me how it's gonna be. Girl, all I really want is you down on me. Put it down on me.
System thumping, party jumping, shorty, she's a perfect 10. She rock her hips and roll her hips and drop it down like it's nothing. She shit just like an hourglass. You see how fast an hour pass. Time flies when I'm on that ass, but I won't put our shit on blast. Work it like a pro, sit and watch it go. Do a thing out on the floor. She bouncing fast and shake it slow, so sexual, incredible. She beautiful, she edible. I got her, I won't let her go. I ain't seen nothing better, yo.
Look how she twerk it, the way she work it. Make me wanna hit it heaven when I'm in it. If I do not hit, I'm gonna make it. Girl, you can take it. Don't stop, get it, get it.
Ride with that booty on me. Shorty, you were down while you looking lonely. Go buy another round and it's all on me. As long as I'm around, put it down on me. Just put it down on me. Put it down on me. Down on me. Put it down on me. Don't throw it off the mound. Show me how it's gonna be. Girl, all I really want is you down on me.
Put it down on me.
Say you independent. Get it from your mama. Tell me if you with it. Do you really wanna? Baby, when you see me, you know I be on it. Can you keep it up and put it down above it? Say you independent. Get it from your mama. Tell me if you with it. Do you really wanna? Baby, when you see me, you know I be on it. Can you keep it up and put it down up on me? Down with that booty on me. Oh, shorty, you were down while you looking lonely. Oh, baby, we can go low, yeah. I like the way you ride with that booty.
There from a half a gram. Now it's kilos of C-notes and high fashion brands. We ball like we own the world. The only concern is you, my only girl. And when we speaking in tongues, breathing hard when I'm squeezing your lungs. Keep it strong, but I gotta hit the streets when I'm done. It's joy and pain. When you trying to get ahead of the game, it's fucked up, but you never complain. You just pray I don't get killed when I hit the hood. Just another 100 million, I'm equipped for good. No more drug war, trips to jail and shootouts. Getting loot out, but lawyers and bail will get you through out. Just me and you, hour of sex and twisted. You OG to you OD, addicted.
He's so contagious, returns my pages. He's got me anxious, He's what I waited for. He keeps me guessing. Spontaneous. He's so persuasive. And I'm misrated. He's so contagious. Returns my pages. He's got me anxious. He's what I waited for.
You got a $20 bill, get your hands up. You got a $10 bill, get your hands up. Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. All the chicken heads, be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet. Yeah, baby, stop this. Go, baby, fellas, sing along. Come on.
I never knew there was love like this before.
All the good-looking women sing along. I can't hear y'all.
Someone to show me a love like this before.
If you got long hair, get your hands up. If you got short hair, make noise. If you got long hair, get your hands up. If you got short hair, make noise. If you got long hair on your head, ladies. If you got long hair on your head. If you got long hair on your head, from your ear to your sleeve, even if you got a weave out.
Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Let's go. Who's in the night? Who's in the night? Who's in the night? Out, out. Who's in the night? Who's in the night? Who's in the night? Out, out. Stop playing. Keep it moving. Stop playing. Keep it moving. Stop playing.
You already know, man. You already know. Each and every winning Wednesday, man. Each and every winning Wednesday. I need y'all to turn your radios up. Spread the word. Spread the message. We are live right now. Revive is alive. Revive is alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Let's go. Spread the word. Spread the message. We live. Let's go.
If you feel it, forget everything and everybody. Boy, let's just have a party, me and you.
You don't tell your mouth to call me damn name. Instead of bring me joy, you brought me pain. Now I really know what is the game. Bust your brain, blood fisted. Sometimes I really thought your love was so true. Cried on my shoulder, but that's all true. Now I really know what just to do. Forget you too. You and your crew people keep on telling me your love is here to stay. But I keep on telling them that you will go away. Cause why two wrongs can't.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. host of Revive. Today is Winning Wednesday, so you already know each and every Winning Wednesday, we have a jam-packed show for you guys here on Time for the Wake. And I need you guys to give us a call right now, 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. And you already know ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com is the place for you to be. Click that link in my bio, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC.
Now people jump around. Get your freak on. 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 That's your chick. People you don't know. Me and Timberland been high since 20 years ago. What the dealio? Now what the drillio? If you wanna battle me, then let me know. Hello. Got the feeling, son. Let me throw you some. People, here I come. Now sweat me when I'm done. We got the radio shook like we got a gun. Get your freak on. 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 Quiet. Hush your mouth. Silence when I spit it out. In your face. Open your mouth. Give you a taste. Holla. Ain't no stopping me. Copywritten, so don't copy me. Y'all do it sloppily. And y'all can't come close to me. I know you feel me now. I know you hear me now. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the crazy style. Get your freak on. 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 And that angelic voice in the background. Oh, that's how
than a friend of you now. When they ask, I mention my baby girl in the interviews now. And I don't bring the problems from the 90s and the 2000s. There's no reason to have a friend or two now. Cause the kid's ready to tell you how he feel in a few vows. Maybe I speak in general now. But girl, I'ma do whatever just to keep a grin on you now. Where I go, they wear bikinis in the winter too now. What you think about tan lines on the skin of you now? Why wouldn't I wanna spend a few thou? On Fifth Ave, shopping sprees and them dinners to chow. I ain't concerned what other men would do now. As long as when I slide up in you, you growl. And any dude with you, he better be a kin of you now. And I ain't jealous, it's the principle now. I'm so into you.
I want to give a huge Earth Day birthday shout out, man. A huge Earth Day birthday shout out to one of everyone's favorites. I mean, man, he's definitely one of my favorites. I feel like he's a guy that has never fell off, man. Your boy Trey Songz, he turned 34 years old today. He turned 34 years young, actually. Let me correct myself. Your boy Trey Songz turned 34 years young today. I want to know what's your favorite Trey Songz song, man. I want to know what's your favorite Trey Songz song. It sounds so crazy to say Trey Songz song, right? I want to know what your favorite Trigger Trey song is. How about that? Let's switch it up one time, because he definitely is a person who is very versatile when it comes to this music industry, man. That's why I love me some Trey Songz. Happy Earth Day birthday, especially coming from me, your girl P.O.C. and the whole Revive Radio family. Let's go. Turn your radios up. Get in this mix.
Bottoms up, throw your hands up. Bottoms up, bottoms up, bottoms up, bottoms up.
You know what it is, girl, we back up in this thing. Money stay in my pocket, girl, I'm like a walking bank. Tell me what you drink, tell me what you think. If I go get these bottles, we go alcohol and tank. Calling all the girls, do you hear me? All around the world, city to city. Cheers to the girls, or deuce to the guys. Now I got a chicken and a goose and a rag and loose in a rag.
This is the type of guy that got the reputation of Mr. Steal Your Girl. Let's think about it. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Why you think they gonna call him that? Why you think they call him that?
Bottoms up, throw your hands up. Tell security we bout to tear this club up. Bottoms up, pocket full of green. Girl, you know I love the way you shake it in them jeans. Bottoms up, throw your hands up. Bottoms up, bottoms up, bottoms up, bottoms up.
My vision's blurred, my words slurred. It's jam-packed, a million girls. And I ain't trying to lead her. We drunk, so let me be your alcohol hero. Calling all the girls, do you hear me? All around the world, city to city. Cheers to the girls, or deuce to the guys. Now I got a chicken and a goose and a rag and loose in a rag. Hey, move to the move to the side.
Bottoms up, ever see it come? Got a couple bottles, but a couple ain't enough. Bottoms up, throw your hands up. Tell security we bout to tear this club up. Bottoms up.
All right, so this is my all-time favorite. I had to think about it, man. I'm like, what's my all-time favorite? This one of them, man. Definitely let me know if this one of your favorites. This back when he had the braids and straight backs. Let's go.
It's a shame the way.
If you actually watch this video, Drake is in this video, man. It says how old this song really is, man. I freaking love this song.
Your name, baby, they call me Trey. From the TV to the stage, the Prince of VA.
This song came out back in October 2009. I'm already in 2019. It came back in October 2009, yo. Drake was playing Trey Songz' right-hand man in this video. Please go peep this video. Wonder Woman by Trey Songz. Happy Earth Day birthday, baby.
The way you're talking, girl, you seem so invincible. This moment sexy, girl, the way that you take control. I Wonder Woman. Are you my kind of woman? When you back like that, you fly like jets. Are you my Wonder Woman? 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 What's this game, baby? I wanna play. What you say? Can't let you get away. 'Cause I don't wanna leave, girl. I only wanna be with you. With you. I got what you got. Rappers like doctors, I could change your life. You should stop watching and jocking as if you ain't gon' ride. I wonder something, baby, we gon' do something tonight. The way you're talking, girl, you seem so good. It's so all this moment, sexy girl is made sexy baby. Control my Wonder Woman. Are you my kind of woman? With a back like that, you fly like jets. Are you my Wonder Woman?
Speaking about a Wonder Woman, man. Speaking about a Wonder Woman, I had to mention this tonight, man. Shout out to all this black girl excellence, all this black girl magic. When I tell you we so magical, baby, we sprinkle our fairy dust everywhere, man. We are so magical. I want to give a big shout out to Ava DuVernay, man. She is an incredible example, like I said this morning. The example that we're all looking for, the example that we all want, man. Shout out once again to Ava DuVernay, man. She just signed a multi-year deal with Warner Brothers Television. This is her first studio that she has ever signed with ever. This is her first studio to ever impact or to have a impact on Ava DuVernay's career, with her actually signing to the actual television studios. I apologize. Yes. So shout out to Ava DuVernay. She just signed with Warner Brothers Television for over $100 million. So I'm really excited about this. She will be able to have freedom, just freedom in general, and then also control over everything that she's doing. So that's really important when it comes to being a content creator. So definitely I want to give a huge shout out to Ava DuVernay once again, man, for just being an example, for being the leader that we're all looking for when it comes to being a content creator, when it comes to being, an artist, when it comes to shedding light and speaking up and speaking out, man. So definitely big ups to Ava DuVernay. And as we all know, she has an amazing project that's coming out about the Central Park 5. So please
This
make sure
call
you
is
guys stay
being
aware
recorded.
and definitely turn your radios up, man. You already know what time it is. We better go to a quick commercial break. After this quick commercial break, man, we got your girl Tab Money coming on with Tab Money Habits. You already know what time it is. Turn your radios up. Let's go. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. Revive is alive.com.
You are listening to Time for an Awakening Media, part of the Black Talk Radio Network. For podcasts or live programming, hit them up at timeforanawakening.com.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C., host of Revive Radio. And every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, you can get your girl Tab Money here live on Revive Radio with Tab Money Habits, man. That good financial wealth, that good financial coaching, man. Live here on Revive Radio each and every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, hosted by your girl Tab Money.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Father. Brother. Husband. Friend. When was the last time you got a checkup?
Did you know black men are 2.6 times more likely to die from stomach cancer than white men?
Black men are 2.3 times more likely to die from prostate cancer.
Black men are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than black women.
Did you know that less than half of Americans with a mental disorder seek treatment? But the proportion of blacks who seek treatment is half that of whites. We can do better. We have to do better. Because we need you.
I need you.
To be healthy.
To be safe. To stay alive.
Visit your local doctor. Get a checkup. And if you're suffering from depression, please seek professional intervention.
We're counting on you.
Live. 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 Live.
Congratulations! You've just been accepted into the college of your dreams. But there's one issue that many Americans face when going into college: money. One way people choose to fix this issue is by taking out a student loan. While in the short run it may seem helpful, if one goes a long time without paying their dues, it can result in one of the biggest problems Americans face today: student loan debt. According to reports made by the Federal Reserve in 2017, 44.2 million U.S. citizens have some sort of student loan debt. This adds up to a total of $1.44 trillion in student loan debt, with average people paying $351 per month. Please, be smart, and remember to pay off your student debt loans, or you'll be paying for it another way.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you. Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Yep. You know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C. host for Revive Radio. We are back live on ReviveIsAlive.com, man. Each and every winning Wednesday, you can catch Meet Your Girl P.O.C. reviving your airways from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. here on Time for an Awakening, man. You can also catch us on TuneIn. You can either download the app or go directly to the website and just search Time for an Awakening to hear Meet Your Girl P.O.C. reviving your airways, man. We want you to join in on this conversation. You already know, man. Hit us up, 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. You can also find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC. Join in on the conversation. Drop a comment. Let us know you hear us live here on Revive Radio, man. Definitely spread the word. Spread the message. We are live each and every winning Wednesday. And we will be back this Sunday for that good Sunday morning talk radio, man, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each and every Sunday. You can catch us live, man. We are back live here on Time for the Awakening. Shout out to the whole Time for the Awakening family for holding it down while we were away, man. We truly appreciate you here at Revive Radio. And I definitely want to drop this trending topic that's going on right now. I'm really excited about this one, man. Say her name, say her name, say her name. Shout out to HBO, man. HBO just dropped a trailer for his newest documentary that will be focusing on the life of Sandra Bland, man. We all know who Sandra Bland is. If you do not know who Sandra Bland is, I need you to go ahead and wake yourself up, man. You got to get up anyway, right? So Bland, who was found hung in her jail cell on July 13th, 2015, it's been 3 years, you guys, after being arrested in a traffic stop in Texas, was automatically known and definitely known for being a political advocate. The Chicago native was 28 years old when she passed away. Officers ruled her death as a suicide, but her story was made national headlines and inspired protests and questioned her arrest and other circumstances surrounding her death. So when I say her name, I mean say her name, which is Sandra Bland. So on Monday, December 3rd, the documentary will be dropping on HBO, and it will be focusing on her life and her chronicles throughout the fight that she went through during the criminal justice battle that she was doing through her activism, as well as dealing with the authorities in Texas. It also will use a 30-minute video that will blog Sandra Bland's social media posts that she was doing to address her situations that she was going through as an activist. So I think this is going to be an incredible documentary. I think we all should be tuning in. It is actually being aired next Monday on HBO, December 3rd. It doesn't have a time. I'm going to figure out the time so I can make sure we're all tuning in and watching that, because I think that's going to be something that needs to be talked about. I think that's something that needs to be watched. We need to get our viewership up on things that is important. I hope other platforms pick this up as well. I hope this, is something that we can keep in our archives on Netflix or Hulu, whatever it may be, because I think this documentary needs to be say her name, man. Sandra Bland, definitely, man. I'm really excited about this one, because this is a story that we don't want to be swept under the rug, because I do not believe that her life was gone based on a suicide situation. I do not. But let's get into Tab Money Habits here live on Revive Radio. Yo, Tab, you're live on Revive, baby. We back. How you feeling?
I am feeling awesome and at the same time exhausted. I am extremely exhausted.
Man, who you telling? Is it a time difference or what?
It wasn't no real time difference, but no hour. I think For me, it was the simple fact that when I got back, it was so much work to do. Like, I picked up right where I left off. I didn't get no time to slowly transition. Like, I went back to the plantation, then immediately the next day, and then I also worked. I bended that same night, and then I bended again on Sunday. So it was just like, yo, working full time for the plantation, and then working full time for myself. Like,
that sounds like an entrepreneurship's dream right there. That's all I do. That sounds like an entrepreneur's dream right there.
I think the entrepreneurship dream, though, is just full-time working for yourself, not doing both.
You know what I'm saying? We got to put some ice on the cake because everybody's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want people to rush off of their 9-to-5s to get into the entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying, dream, if they're not financially ready for that. And that's why we have you coming through every second and fourth, you know, Wednesday of the month to help revive, you know, the people who are going through the same situations that you're going through right now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Tab Money Habits. But no, actually, Tab, I want to tell people a little bit about our trip. A lot of people have been asking about our trip. We're finally in the same place at the same time on air, live on Revive. So let's tell people a little bit about our trip. And I wanted to ask you a question too.
Before we get started in that, because I just want to open up the call-in lines. And the question of the day has to deal with Tab Money Habits, but I want to just go ahead and throw it out there in case people want to start calling in so they can win this free merchandise from their favorite small business. Because up first, like up next week, instead of giving away Russell Brand merchandise, we got some traveler's bag from Kingdom of Mail that we try and give away to our callers, our listeners. So if you're listening, you're paying attention, you're tuned in, the question of today for Winning Wednesday is, what is the difference between the gross profit margin and then the gross profit? So gross margin versus gross profit, what's the difference?
Ooh, that's a good question. You got to repeat that one for the people to...
Yes. The difference between gross profit margin and gross profit, what is the difference? I need y'all to call in 215-490-9832. The caller will win a free traveler's bag from Kingdom of Mail. If you go look on the Revive Radio Insta story right now, you can get a quick sneak preview of what bags we're giving away on our next couple of Winning Wednesdays. But I just need y'all to call, to pay, get involved. Get this free merch.
Definitely, man. We got some supporters coming through who is helping keep Revive alive, and they're helping keeping you alive by giving away some of their amazing gifts that they have, you know, when it goes on to with their brand and everything like that. So definitely make sure you guys hit us up. Once again, that telephone number is 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. Everybody's trying to win on this Winning Wednesday, so make sure you guys give us a call. Let's go, Tap. But my question that I wanted to ask you real quick, right? So as I was, you know, we were traveling, doing everything, got back, I got a bunch of questions, you know, from everybody trying to figure out what we was doing, everything like that. You know how it goes. And one thing that they asked was, what is the number one most visited city and just in general? And I went to go look. So I wanted to actually ask you that question. What do you think the number one most visited city in 2018 was?
The most visited city in 2018. So I'm going to come from like a bunch of different perspectives, right? So for the creative scene, I'm going to say LA and Atlanta. For just turning up, I'm going to say Miami. And it's not even over because Art Basel coming up. So it's just like a lot of people went to Miami throughout the years just for like different festivals, activities, things going on in Miami. And then I'm also going to say, where do I see a lot of people going? I see a lot of people going to like Toronto, actually, too, for festivals, carnival, different things like that. And then we always know everybody go to New York just to go.
No, Tab, you want to hear it? And this is a place that and you broke it down like by metrics, like you was giving us coordinates and grid, like on this side of the world, but on that side and I appreciate your mindset. I definitely appreciate your mindset. I'm like, listen to her, man. But listen to this. You want to know which city it was?
Which one?
Bangkok.
Oh,
Bangkok
they
has
got.
maintained
I
its
want to know.
position
I
as
want
the
to know
most
the
visited city
demographics
in the world.
because
Huh?
I know the demographics for that. Because if people going to Bangkok, then we doing something wrong.
Because this was reported October 1st, 2018. So this was the last report came in on October 1st, 2018. So about
But
2 months
the
ago.
demographics, like what age group and what class, and also like what is it, blacks, whites, Asians, like who are the people traveling? Because that's my thing. Cause I was just thinking like domestically, like I see a lot of us as the millennials going to those places, but I don't really see a lot of millennials going to Bangkok. I know a lot of millennials interested in Iceland and Thailand because the flights are cheap to get there. And Thailand is backwards. It's expensive to get there and cheap to visit. But Iceland's the opposite. It's cheap to get there and expensive when you get there.
Facts.
So
that was my Google with P.O.C. moment for the day. So you just made me want to go Google some more to figure out what the demographics was. But let me give you a short list of the actual cities. So it was Bangkok, then it was Paris, of course, and then it was Singapore, and then the last one that stumped me, which was in 5th place, which was Turkey, and that was kind of confusing to me. So
it's not. I don't know why. I mean, I can see 2 reasons why. Turkey, because there's whole lot of turmoil in that side of the country, but Turkey is a wonderful, beautiful country to visit. And actually, like when we was in Belize, me and our tour guide, we was basically talking about like how most people think like the first evidence of mankind was founded in Jerusalem, Israel, but there's evidence to show that there's actually the first origins of humans in Turkey, like, and that was just recently discovered. So Turkey definitely has. There's just that area in general is just like stimulated with high intensity, high energy. And Singapore is damn sure on my list. Like,
oh yeah, I'm trying to get there.
I want to have like at least a 10-hour, 8-hour layover at the Singapore airport just to walk around and see. Because if you also do research, Singapore is the #1 rated airport in the world, and it's because the airport is so big, it's so lavish, it has so many activities to do. Like you can't see the whole thing in just one day. So I'm definitely going to Singapore to get that good old food.
We going to Singapore.
Shopping.
You gotta start speaking French. We going to Singapore. Oui.
Oui.
We going to Singapore, man. So we got a call on the line, Tab. So I want to get in this caller real quick to see if they got the answer to the question of the day. Hey, caller, you live on Revive, man. Last 4 your number is 6063. How are you feeling? We can hear you a little bit. Yes. How are you? You're live on Revive. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm on there. This is Polo, yo.
What's good, Polo? How you feeling?
All good. What's up?
What's up with you? You got the answer to the question of the day?
Nah. See, I was just listening. I want y'all to tell me the answer.
I got you. We got you on that one, man.
I'm a cheater. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. We appreciate you calling in. Spread the word, spread the message. We live right now, man. I'm definitely gonna bring you back on the line for some more trending topics I want to hear your opinion on. You good?
Yeah.
All right. We got another no doubt, man. We got another call on the line. Let's see if they got the answer today, man. Yo, caller, you're live on Revive. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Super, New York.
What's good, Super? You got the answer to the question of the day?
No, I didn't even hear the question.
Chad, what's the question? Let's see if you got it.
All right, so the question of the day is, what is the difference between gross profit margin, versus gross profit?
Yep, no idea.
No, that's good.
Use your resources. Everybody has Google, like, and I don't take notes, but to Google real quick.
Oh, it's funny. Like, I'm definitely on a laptop, but I thought you was talking off the top of my head. Like, I didn't want to cheat. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's good because she gonna be teaching us right now, man. She actually gonna get into it live right now. What's money habits? Super, we appreciate you calling in, man. Definitely stay locked on the line because we definitely want to see if you get this answer along the way, man. Thank you. Spread the word, spread the message. Revive is alive.
Copy.
Tab, let's get into it.
All right, so still talking about the trip because we didn't even really get into it because I kind of didn't want to give them a little sample of the trip.
Let's go.
All right, so for the trip, we ended the year of the Manifested Like a Motherfucker tour in Belize for my mom's 50th birthday. So this was one hell of an adventure because usually it's just P.O.C. and I when we travel. We down with the backpack type of living. We down with trying the local food. We down with all the adventures. But my mom, like, she was so much out of her comfort zone. It was amazing and at the same time funny as hell.
It was hilarious.
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 Like super hilarious. We was in the cave getting mud baths. She was butt naked in the cave getting a massage, honey, and sea salt scrubs, rubbed down in aloe, wrapped in banana leaves. At the same time, like while the bats is flying around me on P.O.C. like, yo, what the thickest? We gotta get out of this joint. Like too many bats getting all close to us, trying to see what's going on, trying to get close to this energy. We went to the Mayan ruins. We had jungle tours. We was hiking in the jungle. We jumped off a few waterfalls, which I was scared to do. It took me like 30 minutes to jump. P.O.C. just like head first, like, come on, Tab, get lit. And I'm like, nah, son, the math not adding up.
The math, I gotta get some science to this math real quick. Definitely, man. Belize was incredible. Walking across the border to Guatemala was an experience for all of us. That's something we never have done before. So I think that was definitely something I took away from the trip. Also, I would say something I took away from the trip was the art. I think that's something that really, really stood out to me. It wasn't like graffiti style, but it was the same, similar to how we do it here in America. You know, you walk, you just see, you know, art or graffiti around, you know, our neighborhoods, and it was definitely incredible. But every piece of art or mural that we seen had a message to it. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to paint this here and put this here or tag it up. I'm actually going to put a message to it as I'm tagging it. So that was something that I really took away, and that was in both countries, whether it was Belize or Guatemala. So I really appreciated that. And then I also appreciated the fact that they actually wanted to teach us the culture. We ran into a lot of different people. You know, we asked a couple questions, and next you know, they just was running off with the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, and I thought it was me who had the jabber jaws, but I thought, wow, I didn't even have to ask any more questions. They were just teaching us, you know what I mean, and helping us to learn what was going on there in Belize as well as Guatemala. So I appreciated that merge, and also doing public transportation. Shout out to us. We got, you know what I'm saying, got into a real native like this time around.
Yo, we were on the way back from Guatemala. Like, we were in a 9-passenger bus. It was 19 of us.
19 of us.
Like, and the term, like, packed in there like Mexicans, even though we close to Mexico, but that joint was real. Like, 19 of us in a 9-passenger
with
bus.
With our 50-year-old mother, you
guys.
Going
2 hours, though. Like, we not even, like, we going 45 minutes. We ain't going 30 minutes.
3 hours. 3 hours on a 9-passenger van with 19 people in the van with my 50-year-old mother, man. When I tell you, it was an incredible experience, something that I'll always remember, man. And I will always remember my first name. When I tell you, it's like the epitome of living back at your mom's house. When I tell you, she gonna call your name over and over and over and over again. So definitely shout out to my mom, man. She definitely is somebody I would say I would forget on a trip like that. What about you, Ted?
So what else was my favorite part that we didn't even plan was Garifuna Day, like Garifuna Settlement Day in Dangriga. Like Garifuna is a tribe, like, and I want to say from Africa, but they was enslaved in St. Vincent. So on November 19th is the settlement day when they arrived on shore of Belize from St. Vincent, escaping from the slave masters. And when I tell you that these people turned up, party, in the honor of our ancestors, like, it was amazing. Like, we pulled up to the hood. Like, first of all, we on the plane, and, like, the ladies, aunties beside us, like, yo, y'all going to the festival? Y'all here for the festival? And mind you, my Uber driver, like, a couple months ago was like, yo, you going to Belize, you need to go to Guatemala, and you need to go to Livingston. It's a whole bunch of rosters in Livingston, Guatemala. So my whole plan was like, yo, I got to get to Guatemala, I got to get to Livingston so I can find the rosters. And the whole time he talking about the Garifuna tribe. So I'm like, we get on the plane. The auntie next to me, she like, yo, girl, Funa Day on November 19th, and then Griga and Belize is on the 26th, I believe, and Livingston, Guatemala. So, and we was leaving on the 22nd, so I wasn't going to be able to make Livingston. But, yeah, we made it to Griga, and when I said all the rosters, all the beautiful black melanated people, we was in there just like, Tamara, we pulled up P.O.C., we pulled up to a joint, and P.O.C. was like, yo, this is like a spot where we can pull out, drink, and talk shit. Like, that's perfect. Exactly what we did. We met friends. We had some good food. We met some good people. We learned all the history about Garifuna and just TV Ramos and, like, how they literally just came and, arrived through and just escaped slavery just based off of, like, just thinking about where St. Vincent and Grenada is compared to Belize. Like, I looked up on the map when I got back, and that joint's not close. And they literally travel by boats, like kayaks and canoes. There was no, like, yo, we about to get on the ship and we about to go ahead and beat in like, a couple hours. No, we out here paddling.
Definitely.
So, I big up to all the Garifuna people in Belize and Guatemala.
It was a party, man. The best part
like,
about the Garifuna parade was the flood. That's when I had my time. I was like, yo, I'm going to party. I'm going to get engaged. I'm going to figure out what's going on and how I can be a part. So definitely when I say big ups to the Garifuna people, big ups to everybody in Griga, Belize, man. I really, truly enjoyed you guys. You showed so much love. Big up to my guy, Freddie. Man, if you listening right now, Freddie, you got mad love from the entire Russell brand and my mom. Like, we really, truly appreciate you all. Like, definitely had a great time. But Tab, we got to jump into Tab Money Habits, man. We got to educate these people on how they can stay blessed and wealthy during this holiday season.
All right, so basically today on Tab Money Habits, I wanted to start on working on your 2019 goals right now. And, like, my whole purpose of today's episode, working on your 2019 goals right now, is because, like, I told myself, like, I wasn't doing nothing to December 1, like, because I've been tired. Like I said, I'm exhausted. So I'm like, December 1st, you know, I ain't doing nothing. I'm going to chill, take a break. I banged it out, vacation. I came back, worked hard. December 1, that's what I'm going to start working. Why? Immediately, as soon as I get back, I'm right back into the groove. And I'm already knocking
naps,
down.
Baby, no naps.
You see what I'm saying? No, and I'm running back to no naps when we drop the new winter merch soon come, like this weekend. So I'm like, yo, why am I killing my 2019 like to-do list in November 2018? Like,
I appreciate you.
Like,
I appreciate you.
I know you appreciate me and I appreciate myself. So I'm like, yo, why am I knocking down 2019 already? Like, I'm chipping away at the list. Like, I'm already in February 2019 getting my goals and my tasks out the way. And I'm like, that's what's setting you and I apart from everybody else. And that's what I need y'all listeners to do. Like, I need you to start working on 2019 right now. Like, whatever you think, whatever it is, you want to lose weight, you want to eat right, if you want to start your own business, if you even want to practice some of the goals and the habits that you're already doing in 2018 and you want to carry them over in 2019, I need you to work on them now. Like, literally start slowly.
I agree with you on
that.
And I agree with you on that. I was about to say I agree with you on that because I actually felt that spark, that that kind of get into full throttle gear back in November, at the earliest stages of November. I'm talking about back in November, like in November, but at the earliest stages of November, because I understood that, I need to go into 2019 in the black, right? You know what I'm saying? I understood what a return on investment was and how, starting the year off in the black and having a little bit wiggle room in the budget for, you know, your business, or if you're an entrepreneur, how that can actually help you, because you will be able to actually plan for things in 2019 while you're already in 2018, because the budget is already there for 2019. So that was where my mind was. I had to kick in full throttle 2 months in advance before 2019 actually came, because I want to already implement, you know, my ideas and make sure my things are on the calendars and the books, the contract was already signed going into 2019. And that was the biggest thing for me as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, definitely. And me too. It's just like, yo, everything else for 2018 is already done. So, and that's just me personally. But there's some things like I still have to physically do in 2018, but planning for 2019, I can do that now. Like, I could go get a content calendar, like a social media calendar now, and I can start plugging in my social media content for 2019. And I can go and get examples, just like if I'm booking gigs. If you're an entrepreneur and you're booking gigs, you can start booking gigs for January, February, March. Like, always get out the way so you don't have to worry about it when the time comes. You can already foresee what your 2019 is going to look like. Like, and if your goal is to lose weight in 2019, work on not eating bread in 2018. So by the time when you get to 2019, you're like, all right, I already stopped eating bread. I'm going to stop eating sugar in January. So the ball is already rolling, the snowball effect.
No doubt. Well, Tab, I want to get Polo back in this conversation. Yo, Polo, you still on the line?
No.
All right. I want to ask you, right? So when it comes to, you know, setting goals and putting yourself, you know, and throwing yourself a oop, I should say, for the next year, what is something that you're doing to help make sure, you know, you're going into 2019 with, you know, a bigger and better come up?
Here, I'm on it.
Yeah, you're live, baby. We can hear you.
That's what's that. Basically, I don't write down and schedule, plan out anything. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to, you know, level down and put everything in my brain on paper and make it a goal and reach that goal. You know, instead of having things so far fetched and broad. You know, it's certain things that I can do to get to where I want to be. You know what I mean? But it's just like you say, hesitating or whatever. Just got to do it. So I'm ready for 2019 and 2018. She said exactly what I was thinking, you know what I mean? So just putting on paper, my brain on paper, and then actually doing it.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And I want to ask you one last question. Do you think that, you know, writing it down and then putting it on paper is something that's going to help you? Because I'm not even actual put it on paper kind of person. I'm the person that got to, like, you know, I got to put it in my calendar. Like, it has to be like an alarm set in order for me to remember that this is happening, because I feel like I would lose that piece of paper. So do you think that that's something that's going to help you?
Yeah. I think it's going to help me because, well, you know, I'm a visual learner like you, myself, whatever.
I love it.
And, I really like to read and write everything down. You know what I mean? I wrote it. I don't want to read over it again. You know, it's in my head. But like,
got you.
Like a web I learned in school, you write it on the paper and you create a web. So every piece of information that I gain on this one thing, I can keep writing.
I'm with you on that, man, and I appreciate you.
You
And
know,
if
so
I can expand on that, it's just like, all right, just speaking of manifesting like a motherfucker. So think about it. My bad. Think about it. So like, the first station is imagination and thought.
Yeah.
So if you thinking about it and you just leaving it in your head, that's all fine and dandy. But the next step to manifesting is speaking it.
Yeah.
So say it out loud. Like, if you really try and manifest this, if you really try to do what you said you were gonna do, say it out loud. Like, give it a realistic, give it 3D property, saying it out loud. And then step after that, the third step is to write it down on paper. Like, once it's written down on paper, like, you're already in a different realm of making it happen. Like, most things, like, if I write it down, it's already going to happen. Like, already. And that's, for me, I'm, like, low-key scared to write stuff down. Because, like, if I get, like, it's a possibility that
Right.
it might happen. But like I'm even getting to the point like what I think be happening. Like that's how seriously like I'm getting
Really?
stepping like a season of manifestation. But just like this at first how I started, like it wasn't like just happening right off thought. It wasn't just happening right off speaking it. I had to write it and I had to see it, I had to visualize it. I had to got like me, I'm the little person that write down everything, whether it's in my phone or on the sticky notes. Like I got sticky notes all over my desk.
I
Sticky
think
notes
too
all
fast
over
for my
chair.
handwriting.
Yeah, sticky notes all over the mirror, sticky notes all over my computer, like, and if the sticky all that, I'm taping it up. Sticky notes on top of my bed, on my ceiling. So like when I'm looking up, I'm literally visualizing these things, and then I'm speaking it, and then I'm also doing the fourth and final step, which is acting on it.
Right.
So if I can give you a bit of piece of advice, it's just definitely write it down, because P.O.C. was saying like she put it in the calendar. Put it in the calendar is still writing it down. It's just like you're not just using a typical journal or sticky
It's the
note.
alerts
Like
that
you're,
give me. It's the
you're
alerts
digitally
that help
writing
me.
it down.
Definitely, it's the alerts that help me. And Polo, I appreciate your opinion and perspective. I definitely appreciate you calling in. And I love what you said. I'm thinking too fast for my handwriting, or I'm writing too fast for my handwriting. My bad. I love that, man. I'm actually gonna steal that one. Can I have that?
Bad, you already know.
I appreciate you, man. Definitely continue to listen in, man. Tab, we got another call on the line I want to get to real quick before we hang up. Yo, Javen Blue, you're live on Revive. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oh, that caller hung up. All right, Tab, but I definitely wanted to make sure that we wrap up properly. So when it comes to making sure that you stay in the black, when it comes to not spending all your money you don't have during this holiday season and going broke, what is some advice that you would give? Because a lot of people out here cashing checks and using credit cards to get this holiday shopping done.
And that's where I was actually going to end up with, wrap up with on this episode of Tab Money Habits. Is like I had a question, which is like we need to ask ourselves: is what is the right amount to spend on a holiday gift? Like, and then what I need you guys to think about is just like less is more. Like, invest in yourself first. Like, before I give you like recommendations or advice or things that I think you should do, this is what I specifically done, like in my own personal experience. When somebody asked me, "What should I get your mother for Christmas?" or "What do you want for Christmas?" Like, I don't want nothing for any pagan holidays. But if you do want to get me something, what I'm telling people is take out a life insurance policy on yourself. And make me and P.O.C. the beneficiaries, and then I'll be good. Like, I don't need it. I want you to invest in yourself. Getting a life insurance policy on yourself is you investing in you. Making me and P.O.C. the beneficiaries is just investing in me at the same time. So I'm going to tell you to invest in you and find out the best gifts for you and be creative. And then if you actually do want to spend your money, I'm also going to go with my personal perspective, too, and say shop black or shop small, and make that a priority, and then get into the tips that I have for you to do. If you go, like, because most people are gonna do their own thing anyway. Is that first thing I need you to do is make a list. Like, don't go to the store without a list. I don't care if you're shopping for gifts. I don't care if you're shopping for groceries. Go to the store with a list. Topic to stay on task. And then next thing is, if you're buying gifts for other people, consider the relationship. Is this a family relationship? Is it a friend relationship? Is it a work relationship? Is it an acquaintance relationship? Is this a platonic relationship? Is this a sexual relationship? What kind of relationship is it? And then consider the relationship, and then base your gift on the relationship. And for example, for acquaintances, co-workers, and casual friends, don't spend no more than $20. Like for close friends, siblings, other family members, maybe $30 to $75 is reasonable.
Can I give an example real quick, Tab?
Yeah.
They better get on them Pollyanna things where, you know, you put in a hat, everybody picks one person, and everybody's happy because everybody's going to get one gift from everybody who participated. I think that's the best idea when it comes to saving and keeping your money in your pocket when it comes to this holiday season, because just going over all those relationships you just named, I'm like, You know what I'm saying? We all in a couple of those kind of situations. So with that being said, somebody's not going to get a gift. So if you could put, everybody's name in a hat and each person picks one person, I think everybody should be happy that way, especially if you over 18.
You gotta think about it
Come
though.
on.
Like if you, I was just about to say for your significant other, do 75. Thinking about it, your mom, your family members, and we can talk about from our personal experience because we started doing this about 3 years ago when we was like participating just because majority of the family wants to participate. So with our family, we all pick a name out the hat. You just buy that one person a gift. Then with one of our group messages with our friends, we do the same thing. We pick a name out the hat and we buy that one person a gift. But think about all the other friends and all the other people in your network want to get a gift for. Like, you can be creative because, like, even for me, like, some of the people I do business, my B2B relationships, and that's a huge thing. And this is for entrepreneurs in general. B2B, business to business relationships matter. Business to customer relationships matter. So don't even think about like, yo, I got to get a gift for my family. What about a gift to a business that you potentially want to have a partnership with or a sponsorship with? Go get them a gift. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Like I said, like for acquaintances or business to business, only spend like no more than $20.
Facts. And then also for entrepreneurs, if I could drop a real quick tip, because we got to wrap it up, but I got to drop a real quick tip speaking on what you were talking about. For all my entrepreneurs, every one of us should have a newsletter, or if you don't have a newsletter, I would say incorporate that so you can start to build a community around your business. But with that being said, during the holiday season, during that newsletter, definitely, make sure you show recognition to your customers and to your supporters throughout the holiday season for them celebrating and then supporting you throughout the entire year. So, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to send them individual holiday cards, you know what I'm saying? But sending them some sort of recognition, allowing them to know that you are thinking about them and their families in this holiday season is a really big key factor. Because I know people who recognize, things that I have done throughout the year and sending me different things. I'm like, yo, this is dope. I didn't even think about it. I haven't spoken to them since April, but they're now sending me, a happy holidays card. So that was something that I recognized in this holiday season that can really, impact your B2B and your, customer to business relationship.
And that's how you sustain relationships. Like, the little things matter. It's like, and that's my whole point. It's like, I probably won't get like my family's, my aunt, all them something for Christmas, but I'm going this potential business relationship I'm trying to build with these sponsors. Yeah, I'm gonna get them something, even if it's from my own brand, like something small, like, yo, here's complimentary tea, here's complimentary crystals, incense, T-shirts, hats, etc. Boom, here's the gift.
Brand
ambassadors,
by
like
the
I'm
way.
extending my hand. And then lastly, I'm gonna leave y'all with, it's just like, opt for experiences over materials. Like, you don't necessarily, I don't need the Gucci purse or the Coach purse or the Michael Kors dress. Like, yo, buy me a flight, buy me a one on return, like, or take me to go to a concert, or purchase like an event or activity or a class, like a yoga class, a Tai Chi class, or boxing classes.
You out here giving out your Christmas list, Tab. It's a shameless plug. That's what it sounds like.
I'm just saying, like, just examples. Like, don't buy me nothing. If you want to support me for any holidays, I need you to Cash App Revive. That's how you can support me. That's my Christmas list. Just donate to keep Revive Alive 365.
Yes, man. You already know it's going.
Support me.
Definitely, it's going down. 12/12 Slice Over Substance, man. Revive Radio Rhythm and Reason Volume 2-4 is going to be amazing. We just partnered with Blaze Pizza. Tab, there's going to be a big fundraiser for us here at Revive Radio. I'm really excited about this one, man. So I definitely want to spread the word, spread the message. Tell everybody to tell a friend to bring all their friends out on 12/12 Blaze Pizza, 3400 Lancaster Avenue here in the city of Philadelphia. Tab, we got to wrap up, so I definitely want you to go ahead and give yourself a shout out and let the people know how they can find you, how they can cop that Russell brand gear, how they can get closer to CBE lifestyle.
Yo, so I need you to tune in to Tab Money Habits every second and fourth Wednesday. ReviveIsAlive.com. You can catch my blogs and my recaps on CBELifestyle.com. You can follow me at CBE Lifestyle. You can on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow me at Tab Money. The O is 0 because we bout them O's. on Instagram, and I might just let you follow me back. And then just pretty much stay in check. Shop. Make sure y'all shop Russell Brand. We got some new merch coming out in December. We got some collabs coming up. I'm booked all December for vendor opportunities. P.O.C. booked all December for hosting gigs. Yeah, you're going to see us around. Shop Russell Brand. Get this merchandise. Call in to win. The call of the day, if you still got the answer, you still have options to call in right now, 215-490-9832, to answer the question of the day. What is the difference between gross profit margin, keyword margin, versus gross profit? And just go ahead, answer the question of the day. You'll win a free merchandise from your favorite small business.
You already know what time it is, man. That's your girl, Tab Money. Shout out to your girl, Tab Money. You can find her live here on Revive Radio every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, man, giving out that good financial literacy, that good financial coaching, man. Make sure you guys shop black, shop small. Find out local merchandise at cbelifestyle.com. We about to go to a quick commercial break. Right after this quick commercial break, man, we have a special guest coming through. We have Mr. Dr. Alex Ellis. He's going to be blessing the Revive Radio airways tonight. Let's go. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We live, baby.
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a startup business? Are you a local business? Are you an artist? Are you looking for someone to distribute your content? Revive Radio is the place to be. Come advertise with us at Revive Radio right now. You can find that advertising page at reviveisalive.com. Once again, reviveisalive.com. Advertise with Revive. We are reaching thousands of millennials all across the world. And once again, reviveisalive.com is where you can find that information.
When I was only 6 years old, my mom started smoking. I really didn't like it. When I was 12, I began inhaling.
When I was 23, my mom passed away of lung cancer. Around the same time, I began smoking. Let's just hope my choices only affect me.
When I was young, my dad would smoke everywhere we went. He would smoke in the house, in the car, at his job, and even outside of my school when he would pick me up. And I remember I would beg him to stop, explaining to him how I was worried about his health. And in response, he would always tell me, "Son, your dad's a superhero. Nothing bad will ever happen to me." 15 years later, he was right. Nothing bad ever happened to him. But I was diagnosed with lung cancer after never picking up a cigarette in my life. Choosing to smoke affects everyone, not just you.
Yes, my raps are filled with rage.
One of these days, we gotta bust back for the homies.
You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around. But they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, Now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? Ask?
I put my gun away and grab my AK. It's getting hectic. I can't call it. House full of alcoholics. Now a nigga's under pressure.
Revive is alive. Once again, Revive is alive. I want you guys out there to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Revive_P.O.C. And don't forget to subscribe to that Revive newsletter where you can find at ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, that is ReviveIsAlive.com. Spread the word, spread the message. It's me, your girl P.O.C., host of Revive Radio.
You are listening to Time for an Awakening Media, part of the Black Talk Radio Network. For podcasts or live programming, hit them up at timeforanawakening.com.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey. Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Yep. You know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C., host of Revive Radio, man. We are back live on ReviveIsAlive.com, man. Each and every winning Wednesday. I need y'all to go ahead and turn y'all radios up. Spread the word, spread the message. We are live, man, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. here on ReviveIsAlive.com. You can also catch us on TuneIn. You can either download the app or go directly to the website and just search Time for an Awakening to hear Meet Your Girl P.O.C. We are now in the 9 o'clock hour, man. We got our special guests on the line. But don't forget, once you get to ReviveIsAlive.com, to subscribe to both the YouTube channel as well as the newsletter so you can stay locked with everything we got going on here, Revive. And next, coming up, I need y'all to save the date, 12/12, man. 12/12 is going down. Slice Over Substance, Blaze Pizza is going to be an amazing event. It's going to be a live broadcast on air. We'll Meet Your Girl P.O.C., where the conversation is created by the audience, man. The audience will be picking the topics that we will be discussing that night here on Revive Radio. It's going to be a winning Wednesday for all of us, so I definitely need you guys to pull up. Once again, the address is 3400 Lancaster Avenue here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, man. Yo, we got Mr. Dr. Alex on the line. Mr. Ellis, how are you feeling?
I'm great, P.O.C. How are you this evening?
I'm excited to be speaking with you, man. The last time I seen you, you really touched me in so many different ways. So I'm really excited to now have you on the airways speaking and having my listening audience listening to exactly, you know what I mean, the message that I know you have for us today. Can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
The pleasure is absolutely mine. It's mine. I've been waiting for a while to get on the line with you, and so I'm happy to be here tonight.
Yes. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself so the listening audience know exactly who we're speaking to?
Yes, I am Dr. Alex Ellis. I am a motivational speaker. I am the author of the award-winning book, Restoring the Male Image. I am also a custom clothier and men's style influencer. I'm also an associate pastor of the church, Abundant Life, in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And I am finally the founder of the Tide to Greatness nonprofit organization that impacts the image, character, and esteem of inner city high school males across the country. And I'm so happy to be with you tonight.
Man, that is incredible. And I want to just know simply, and I know this sounds so ironic, but how did you get started? Because you wear so many different hats, but how did you actually get started?
Well, I got started through mentoring, right? So I'm, like I said, I'm an associate pastor at a church, and so this mother comes and she says she wanted prayer for her teenage son. And so I said, okay. I said, well, what's going on? I'll pray for him. What's happening? So she says, well, he's smoking, he's having sex, he's being disrespectful, he's cutting class. I mean, she goes on this laundry list of things that her son is doing. And she broke down profusely crying, saying like, I really need help with my son. And so I knew that prayer alone wasn't enough, right? So after praying for him, I knew that this young man needed a responsible male in his life. He was the oldest of 5 at the time. He was 14, and she was raising all 5 boys by herself. And so by becoming an active participant in his life, I saw that there were so many things that, young brothers needed, that with the absence of a male presence, a father in the home, that he was really deficient in a number of areas. And so, I just became a part of his life. And so if, the grades weren't up to par, I would go to the school and talk with the teachers. If he had a game, I was in the bleachers along with his mom, and so being a part of his life really allowed me to see that there was a void in the hearts and lives of many young men of color across the country. And I wanted to do my part in helping to bring about change. And so I'm as I said before, I'm a custom clothier. And so style and image was really important to me. So I found out like this young man didn't know how to tie a tie, or, when you walk into a building, you take off your hat as a gentleman. And so things like that, he just didn't know. And so I wanted to my expertise and my gift, to positively impact young men across the country. So I started Tied to Greatness. And so this was my effort to positively influence the image of young men, right? And so it wasn't to get young men, to throw away their jeans and sneakers, but the idea was to get young men to diversify their wardrobe.
I love it.
Right? Is what we call code switching. Right. So there's a time to, to dress down and have your fitted on and, your jeans and all that stuff. And that's cool. But then there are other times when you need to code switch. So you're in a different environment that streetwear, urban wear is just not appropriate. And so then you might need on a blazer and some slacks, or you might need on a suit, shirt and tie. And it was teaching young men the ability to know the difference, to know that what you wear to the club is not what you wear in an interview, right? And so that there was a time and a place for certain attire. And so many young men just didn't know the difference, and many young men didn't even know how to tie a tie. So, through the work of Tied to Greatness this year is our 10th anniversary, and
Congratulations.
We have impacted nearly 10,000 young men across the country and even internationally with our work. And so I'm grateful to God for that impact.
No doubt. That's a big one. Congratulations on that 10-year anniversary. A lot of entrepreneurs don't even make it past the second year. So I appreciate you for that and the work that you're doing. And one thing that you talked about was your gifts. And one thing that I have noticed about, your gifts that you have is your voice. You really have an amazing voice. You have a voice that will grab the attention of everybody in the room. So when it came down to you actually finding your voice and how powerful your voice really your voices really is, when was that pivotal moment for you when you said, hey, this is something that I really have to hone in on?
Okay, so I'm glad that you asked that question, right? Because I believe purpose is so essential for our lives, right? So oftentimes we're just living just aimlessly, right? So we go to work, we get a check, we come home, we go out for the weekend, we come back, we go to work, and it's just this rat race that we're in. But I'm convicted that we as individuals should live life on purpose, right? And so I talk to so many people, especially millennials, and they're like, well, I don't know what my purpose is, and, what should I be doing with my life right now? And I say that purpose leaves clues, right? So when I look back over my life, my entire life, I was speaking, right? So I was on a debate club, or I was in Toastmasters when I was in college, or even when I was a kid, I went to church. So my mom had me volunteering to do a recital in the Christmas play, or, doing a speech for Easter or something like that. And so when you look back over your life, you can see a thread of your gift being exposed throughout your life. So if you look at, just say like a behind the music show on TV, and you'll see Beyonce, and it'll be a picture of it'll show a video clip of her with a hairbrush when she was 5 singing in the mirror. Why? Because she's been doing that all of her life. And so I teach people to slow down and pay attention to your life, because your purpose is not something that's far reaching from where you are and what you're doing right now. There are glimpses of it already in your life. And so I've just taken my gift that I've been using since I was a kid, and I'm now using that gift to, number one, positively impact the lives of other people, right? So it's not just about you getting paid, although making money is important, but that's not the end of it all, right? You want to leave a legacy. You want the world to be a better place than you found it when you came.
That's a
right.
fact.
And so it's providing service and uplifting as you climb. And so that's my key to finding my voice, was really paying attention to my life and then using my gift to help other people.
I'm with you on that. So are you also saying that we can find some old clips of you singing in the church play, singing in the Christmas play? Is that
Absolutely,
what
you can. Absolutely, you can. And one day they're going to be showing them as they reviewing my life and saying, look at Dr. Ellis when he was 6 years old, standing on the table, giving a speech and stuff like that. Absolutely, yeah.
I'm with you on that one,
it's
man.
It's going to be funny.
I'm definitely with you on that. And then finding your style. So, you know what I mean? Is finding your style, is that something that you always had in you as well? Is that something that your parents instilled in you with style? Or is this something that just grew in you as you were getting older?
You know what? I have an older brother that is extremely stylish.
Okay.
And so when I was young, when I was like in middle school, he would take me to Manhattan and he would take me, not just to Macy's, he was taking me to Bergdorf Goodman and Saks Fifth Avenue and Barney's, and just exposing me to style on another level,
Awesome.
Like luxury items and things like that. And I learned my sense of style from him. And see, that's why exposure is the key. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're never exposed, if you never see it,
facts,
then it's hard for you to manifest it in your own life. And that's why it's so important for us to take young people, out of their current environment so that they see life beyond their hood, that there is life beyond Philly, there's life beyond Jersey. Like, there is a big, beautiful world that is waiting for you to experience it, but you've got to be exposed to it. So by my brother exposing me to fashion, it created and ignited a passion in me for men's style, and I have been just immersing myself in it. So that's the next thing, right? Because there's a lot of people that say, well, like, I like styling, I like dressing, or I like speaking, or I like poetry, or whatever that thing is for you. You've got to immerse yourself in it, like, not dabble in it a little bit here and a little bit there, but especially if you are attempting to monetize your passion. If you are attempting to build a brand around your passion, you have got to be proficient in it, right? So if someone is going to pay me to style them, I have to know what the current trends are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have an eye for detail. I have to be able to source the accessories that they need and the fabrics that they need and all of those things. So I've got to be good at what I do, and that doesn't happen with me chilling all the time. That happens with me giving myself over to my gift, right? So they don't pay Oprah the money that she makes because she's an average talk show host. No, she's one of the best in the business.
Yes.
And so if you are going to be on top, you've got to be one of the best in the business. And so you've got to master, your particular niche. So if you come into my office, you're going to find GQ magazines, the Rake magazines, men's style magazines. If you go into my laptop, you're going to find in my favorite websites, there's Paul Stewart, there's Ralph Lauren, there's all of these, fashion houses. Why? Because I'm inundated in fashion, because that's my area of expertise. And I just want to encourage your listeners, whatever your niche is, you've got to master your niche in order for you to be on top.
I'm with you on that one. And shout out to your brother, because you have the best big brother. My big sister would not let me touch her closet at all. If she caught me wearing her clothes, it was going down. So definitely shout out to your big brother for allowing you, to wear his clothes, because that's really big right there. That's a bond right there, for real, for real. And
I stayed in his closet, that's for sure.
That's big. And I want to back up a little bit, too, about, because you spoke about exposure, right? And for us millennials, we have a lot of exposure because we have social media at the palm of our fingertip. And
Absolutely.
a lot of us don't understand that social media is a tool. We think that it's going to be the driving engine, the driving force that's just going to do everything for us, but it's really a tool. So when it comes to social media being, a key exposure for, young entrepreneurs and startup businesses, what kind of advice would you give to them on how to use social media properly?
Well, I'll say this. First of all, if you're a person, if you're a business-minded person, right, I think that you really need to scrutinize what you post on social media, right? So, other people that are just on just to hang out and just to post pictures of what they did for the weekend, that's one thing. But I think you should be really strategic about what you present when you're posting online, and make sure that everything that you're posting online is consistent with your brand, right? So then, you're not showing pictures of you smoking weed during the weekend or you turning up, there's nothing wrong with you letting your hair down, but make sure that it's tasteful. Make sure that it doesn't contradict the person that you are claiming to be in the realm of business. Okay. The other thing I would say is to be authentic, right? Because social media can be, as you know, can be smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
Right? So I know people that have rented cars and they're posting
exactly
in this 6-figure car, and I'm like, I know you don't own that car, but you're trying to pose like that's your ride, and it's not your ride. Be authentic, right? And so, when you're talking to people, be honest, be genuine, don't come on, well, I'm a 6-figure speaker, and you only made $20,000 last year speaking. Like, no, come on, keep it real.
Exactly.
And build. And as you grow, people will appreciate. You will build credibility with your audience when they know that you really keep it real, and that you're authentic, and that you're genuine, and that you're not trying to be something that you're not yet.
I'm with you.
Everybody wants to be on top immediately. No, but it's a grind to get there. And it's important that people see your process, not just that, last night I was on the BET Awards. No, but, I'm struggling, I'm working, I'm building my brand, I'm building my business. And, today was a great day, and then tomorrow wasn't necessarily a great day, but I'm going to stay committed until I reach my ultimate destiny. And I think people really appreciate that.
I'm with you on that. And when you spoke about process, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your process, because a lot of people do think, things happen overnight. A lot of people are microwaved out here. We push the start button instantly. We think we're going to have, instant gratification. But when it comes to your process, what was that one, setback that actually set you up for the come up? What was that one setback for you that actually set you up to go forward?
Okay, so, when I started, and I shared this, the night when we were in Wilmington. So when I started Tied to Greatness, I didn't start Tied to Greatness to make money. I started Tied to Greatness because my heart would break every time I would see a young brother walking down the street with sagging jeans. And so that wouldn't necessarily bother other people, but because I know how powerful your image is, and I know that people make assumptions about you simply based on how you look, I knew that was important for young men, whether they realized it or not. And so I wanted to do something about that. I wanted to be the change, to become the change that I wanted to see. And so, when I started Tied to Greatness, I didn't have any money, and we did a 13 city tour. Like, we rode on buddy passes. Like, we we stayed like 4 deep in a hotel room. Like, we carpooled. I borrowed money from relatives. I mean, just trying to get to these high schools across the country and to have this opportunity to share with these young male high school students. And this young lady that I was working with was just starting in her PR business. And so she gives a call to Steve Harvey's office in an attempt to get me on the radio. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. All right. She's like, I'm telling you, I'm going to try. I'm like, all right, well, cool. Whatever. Give it a shot. I mean, not thinking that it was even possible, but if she wanted to go for it, I'm like, okay, go for it. And so, to our surprise, we got a call one night from Steve's office saying, we have a slot for Alex Ellis on the Steve Harvey radio show. And at the time, my voicemail was a literal voicemail, like a machine in my bedroom. And so I didn't get the message until later on that evening when I got home from work. And so they said, in order for, you to secure the spot, you need to call us back before close of business. So when when she called back for me, the slot was taken. And when I tell you, I was devastated. Here I am, starting this launch for this tour, and these principals have agreed to have me come, and we got men lined up to meet us in these different cities, and we're really going to do something real powerful for the community. I have an opportunity with this, internationally known talk show host, Steve Harvey, and we missed the phone call. And so, the office, my publicist said, hey, listen, can you look at our tour schedule? Can you see if there's another city or a later date that we can still do this interview? And long story short, they said, well, look, he's going to be in Atlanta. Why don't we do it when you guys go to Atlanta? So cool. We set the date to go to Atlanta. When instead of it being at a radio station, the interview was actually held at Steve's house. And I got a chance to meet him and his team, that host a radio show with him. And Steve was very impressed with, Tied to Greatness and my mission, because he has a similar passion for young men. And then I happened to be really sharp that day. Again, back to the power of image. And so Steve was like, oh man, I love your suit, man. Where you get this shirt and tie from? And so I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, you can have one too. I'm a custom clothier. He was like, really? Yes. He was like, yeah. I said, yeah. So he runs upstairs in the middle of the interview, grabs a suit, and he says, man, I want everything that you have on. And so I'm like, all right, cool. That's what's up. And so then I brought back a fitting for him for the suit, and the fitting is like an unfinished suit. So like there is no zipper, the buttons aren't on it, but it's just a last opportunity for you to make sure that the sizes are right. And when I went back for the fitting, he says, man, listen, I've been thinking about you since, the last 2 weeks since I did the interview with you. I'm going to be doing the Disney Dreamers Academy, man, and I would love for you to come to Disney and help to teach these young boys how to tie ties and the importance and power of their image. He's like, you think you could do that? And I was like, yeah, like who tells Steve no? And so then when I brought another 2 weeks, I bring him back the final suit, and he says, man, you know what? I'm going to be launching the Steve Harvey mentoring camp. Would love for you to come, the weekend of Father's Day, man, and to help me get my boys in line, help me to teach them how to tie ties and all of that. Could you do that, man? Absolutely, man. I would love to. And so for the last 10 years, I've been doing both those events, and a lot more with Steve Harvey. And so, what initially was an epic fail ends up being something that has catapulted, my mission and my vision across this country, and even across the world. We've done work in Germany and other places overseas. And a big part of that was the notoriety that I gained with partnering with Steve Harvey.
And that's extremely big. Once, like when you told me that story, I've completely just fell in love with the idea of understanding that dreams really do come true. Like if you continue to work at it, your breakthrough is going to come through. You just can't break.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't quit.
Exactly.
But you can't quit.
Exactly. You cannot break before the breakthrough. And that's one thing that I am really trying to push when it comes to, helping different entrepreneurs get started and, understanding that it's really going to take 5 years for you to see any kind of, return on your investment. But something is going to happen. And and
can I say something really quick
do.
before we get off that? I just want to say something to your listeners. Listen, this entrepreneurship, this becoming, owning your own business it's not for cowards. It's not for punks. It's for people that have tough skin, people that are resilient, people that are going to stay in the ring and keep fighting until you win. But if you remain committed to it and you don't give up, I promise you things will change.
Thanks.
But what you've got to do, oftentimes we surround ourselves with the wrong people. We surround ourselves with haters. We surround ourselves with doubters. We surround ourselves with people who don't have vision like we do. Mm-hmm. So they're like, well, why are you still doing that? Oh, I will move, girl. You need to get a 9 to 5. I don't know why you're doing that. Why are you wasting your time? Da, 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 da. I don't know anybody that's had success in that. But if you surround yourself with other people who are like-minded, who are, pursuing their dream, who are fighting for what it is that they want to do in life, who are not settling, then they give you the fuel and the feedback that helps you to keep pushing and moving towards your goal. So you can't rock with people that don't have the same passion and drive that you have. And I think that's what we go wrong oftentimes. And sometimes, it's even people in our family and people that we've known for all of our lives, but they are not the squad that's going to help you get to the top.
Yes,
and so sometimes you got to be willing to change your circle. You got to.
You have to, honestly, because those people are going to remember you as little Kiki back from the 7th grade.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you no longer in the 7th grade no more. You know what I'm saying? You leveled up in so many different ways, but they're not ready to see you in a leveled up position. So you have to change your circle.
And then they don't have the resources, the connections, the insight to say, hey, listen, you need to go to City Hall and you need to meet Dr. Brown. Mm-hmm. He is the executive of the blah, 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 blah. Go down there, call him, tell him I sent you. He's going to be able to sit with you and be able to share some wisdom. Like many people, that we're cool with don't have those types of connections, don't have that type of insight and wisdom, don't have the money. What do you need? Okay, boom, you getting ready to write that book. All right, here's $1,000. Go ahead and get your book edited. Here's $1,000. Go ahead and get your first 100 copies of your book printed and sell them, and let that money be the kickoff to getting you to get more sales for your book and getting your name out there. So you got to be willing to just listen, to step out there and be in a circle that you're not accustomed to.
I'm with you on that.
So like, for example, tomorrow I'm getting on a plane and I'm going down to Disney to meet with a number of people, Terrence J. and Yolanda Adams and Mickey Taylor from Essence, Steve Harvey, and a bunch of us are going to be down there, and we're judging the essays for young adults that have applied for the Disney Dreamers Academy. And so I've got to be honest with you. There are times when I'm sitting at the table and I feel intimidated, because the people that are at the table. So, for example, Dr. Steve Perry, who has the charter school with Puffy, he's going to be there. He just landed a deal for a TV show on Fox, right? So these aren't slouches. I mean, These are movers and shakers, and I feel although I've accomplished a lot, although I'm in the 10th year of Tied to Greatness, I'm still with people that technically are intimidating to me. but I know that I'm where I'm supposed to be because those types of people keep me on my toes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the type of people that say, hey, you ain't got no time to take it easy. You don't have no time to put your feet up and relax and recline. No, you got to be on your grind. You got to get back in the lab and you got to make something else happen. Why? Because although you think you've done a lot, there are a whole lot of other people that have done a whole lot more, and they keep raising the bar for me. So you want to make sure that you are in an environment that keep you uncomfortable, because that's the thing that's going to keep you pushing to get to the next level.
And that is a fact. Being uncomfortable in an uncomfortable situation will always make you thrive, because it's going to make you run towards your fears because you are uncomfortable in that moment. And you know, Dr. Ellis, you know I got to ask, right? Can I come? I promise I can fit in a suitcase. I won't make too much noise. I will fit in the luggage.
I'm gonna try to make room. I got a lot of shoes in that suitcase, but I'm gonna try to to squeeze some room in there for you to come with me.
I'm with you on that. And then I wanted to ask you, because you spoke about relationships, and I wanted to ask you because a lot of people are falling short when it comes to relationships because they don't know how to sustain the relationship. They will build a relationship. They will go to all these networking events, get business cards, talk, shake hands, but then it comes down to sustaining the relationship. Everything falls through. What kind of recommendations would you give, to help sustain relationships? Because that's one thing that you mentioned during your story when you were telling us how you met Steve Harvey and things like that. You sustained that relationship, and that's how you grew.
Sure. So let me say this. That's a great question. It's important that you add value to relationships, right? So it's not just about what I can get from Steve Harvey. Yo, Steve, you got to put me on. I want to be on your show. I want this. I've never asked him for anything. I've known him for 10 years. Awesome. I've never asked him for anything. Now, trust me, there's going to come a time soon that I will ask him for something, but believe me, I would have invested enough into our relationship that it's going to make it very hard for him to tell me no, right? But for most people, they come in the door with their hand out. Can you hook me up? Can you put me down? Can you get me on? But no, it's about the value that you add. And so I want to encourage people, when you're meeting people, especially when you're meeting people who are on a level above you, find out how you can help, right? So find out, hey, listen, what projects are you working on? How can I help? How can I be of service to you? Okay, cool. Well, listen, you said that you're launching a new book. All right, that's great. So I have about 5,000 people that follow me on social media. So what I would love to do is I would love to, if you can email me, a press release, or the cover of your new book, I would love to promote your book through my social media outlets. Would that help? Okay, cool. Like I was on a panel with Hill Harper, and we were in New Orleans. And so Hill had just released his book, and I had just released my book, Restoring the Male Image. I knew Hill was going to be coming to New York. And so I said, Hill, man, look, I hear you're going to be coming to New York. Man, I'd love to come and support your event. And so he's like, yeah, man, it'd be great to see you. I said, cool. All right, so listen, I'm going to come. And I don't know what team you have with you, but, man, if you're going to be selling your books, man, I'd love to help you sell your books. Man, really? Like, for real, you do that? Yeah, absolutely, man. I come and help you sell your books. Now, we're both on the stage. He's speaking at this event, and I'm speaking too. Like, I'm no slouch. I'm not just somebody sitting in the back of the audience somewhere. I'm on the stage with him, but I was willing to humble myself and to be of service to him. And those are the types of things that can help you have longevity in a relationship, when a person knows that you're not just out for self, but that you're willing to help build whatever it is that they're working on. The other thing I say is to master the art of gratitude, right? And so I'm going to thank my way to the top. So, whenever I go somewhere and speak, when I'm done, I already have a system set up with my assistant where we're sending cookies and brownies and handwritten cards and stuff, letting people know, hey, listen, thank you for the opportunity. It was great meeting you. It was great, being able to speak to, the students at your university or the people at your church or whatever. You got to master the art of gratitude. And again, like I heard someone talking about, mentioning earlier on the financial segment, it's not that it has to take a lot of money, but you've got to do things that make you stand out, right? So if everybody else is shooting a text, you send a handwritten card. You get the cards from Target for a box for $10, but you handwrite. Dear Barbara, it was a pleasure having lunch with you. Thank you so much for giving me 15, 20 minutes of your time. Have an incredible holiday season. You know what I'm saying? Or I came across this article that I think that you would really benefit from.
Okay.
Here's an email, and you shoot them a copy of an article, or you shoot them a book. Hey, listen, I found this book. I think this book will really benefit you. You write in the book, sign, your friend, blah, 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 things like that. People say, man, he really paid attention. She really paid attention to the conversation we had, because I only briefly mentioned that, I had a fear of flying, and they sent me this book, How to Overcome Your Fears. Wow, that really helped me. So those are some tips on how to build long-lasting relationships that could help take your life and business to the next level.
I love that last tip you dropped. That's something that a lot of people would not think about, is taking one big point, from the conversation and initiating something from that point that was made in the conversation. That's
but
big.
To do that, you got to listen.
That is
so busy. We're waiting to just put our plug in. Well, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. Can you help me? Can you help me? And you're not even paying attention to what they're saying.
Facts.
But people love to talk about themselves. They love for you to listen to them talking about themselves. And so if you listen and pay attention, and while they're saying things, make some notes. Put that in your phone.
And I'm definitely taking notes.
Said that they got 2 kids. Okay, cool. Oh, they said their anniversary is in June. Oh, they said their birthday is the second week in December. Pay attention to things. Oh, they said they love pink roses. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Note it. And you put all of that information there, and then that means when you need to engage them or to do something that would stick out to them, you have some reference points to build from.
Okay, because I'm definitely taking my notes. One, I know you love shoes. I know you love ties. I'm taking my notes tonight. You know what I mean? Definitely. And before we wrap up, I definitely want to get into your book, because you are a published author, and I want the people to know how they can find your book and more information about your book. So can you please enlighten us about your book?
Okay. So by being a custom clothier, I initially wanted to write a book on just men's style, what to wear, what not to wear, that type of book. But my editor really challenged me to go deeper and to share with my audience my struggle as a teenager with my esteem, because I was really tall and really skinny. And so, even as a young man, I struggled with my esteem. Oftentimes we kind of relegate that to young women, but young men struggle with their esteem as well. And so when I went to college, I said, all right, cool. I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to be the tallest, flyest brother they have ever seen. And then I was going to an HBCU, North Carolina A&T. And so, I'm down there. I'm fly, but I'm fly and broke because I got a credit card and I ran up the credit card buying all this fly gear, and didn't realize that I would have to pay it all back with interest. And so I decided to really share that part of me in my book. And so, if you're a man, or if you're connected to a young man, or, hey, it's Christmas time and you really want to buy something that's thoughtful, not just another pair of Jordans, not just another,
Yes,
whatever, but you want to do something or give something that's going to advance someone's life. Restoring the Male Image is that type of book. It teaches a holistic approach to image, just so that you don't just look fly on the outside and then in your lifestyle you're grimy, right? So it teaches you to walk in integrity and in character, so that your exterior is a reflection of the greatness that really lies on the inside of you. And you can pick up a copy of Restoring the Male Image on my website. That's dralexellis.com. So that's DRALEXELLIS.com.
I love it, man. I definitely love it. Make sure you guys go get your brothers, your uncles, everybody a copy of that book. Do you think that book will benefit women as well? Do you think a woman can pick up the book and have some
Absolutely, because there are tens of thousands of young women that are raising boys, right?
Yes.
And then there are women, who are married to men, and they want to be able to, help their husband take his style, or their boo or bae, take his image and style and upgrade that. So here's a book that's going to give you, tips and tools so that he knows what's appropriate to wear for an interview, what's appropriate to wear to a black tie affair, a formal affair, all of those things. And so it's information that's even insightful for women as well.
I'm with you. Can we find out what we can wear to the cookouts? Because a lot of the uncles wearing the drunk collars nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They got to pick that collar
No
up.
socks and sandals. No socks and sandals. Absolutely.
No doubt. And Dr. Ellis, I want to ask you this last question. It actually came off Twitter. They said, what is a Disney's Dreamer Academy? I guess someone never heard of it. So if you can explain to them what it is.
I'm so glad you asked. So what Disney does, Disney wanted to give back to the urban community. So they created this program called the Disney Dreamers Academy. And so they select 100 high school students from across the country.
Awesome.
And so what you would do, you would go online and, that high school student would apply to be a Disney dreamer. And so it's not about you just being on the honor roll or, you having a stellar report card, but it's about you having a dream. It's about you as a high school student wanting to really do something incredible with your life. And though you might have obstacles and challenges that you face, you just let nothing get in the way of you pursuing your dream. And so the cutoff date for the applications for this March, it happens every March, was Halloween, right? And so we've just passed that deadline. And so now we as a group of us, we come together and we judge those essays. And so there are probably 7,000 or 8,000 high school students that apply across the country. And then we bring that list down to 100. And those 100 students are invited to Disney. They're invited along with their parents. And Disney spends, I promise you, over $1 million on those students for that week. And you get to come down. You get to meet Steve Harvey and a ton of other celebrities and professionals that spend the week teaching you the importance of having a dream, practical tips and tools to making your dream a reality, and all of that. Like I mentioned earlier about being in an environment with other people that are pushing and thriving and striving to accomplish something in their lives. So you might seem like an oddball, in your high school, but they put you in an environment with 99 other young people that are passionate about their dream just like you are. And it is just amazing what happens in transforming the lives of those dreamers over the course of that week.
I love it.
So in March, we come down and we make the magic happen.
I love it. Shameless plug right there, too. I love it. Honestly, truly, I love it. Disney make me want to go back to high school for real because I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
I'm dreaming always. You see what I'm saying? That is incredible. That is really incredible. And I know reading through 7,000 to 8,000 essays is going to be something that is an experience for you, but you've been doing it for so long. I'm excited for the work that you do, and I'm definitely excited to see, those 100 high schoolers who are going to be selected. Are they selected tomorrow, or are you guys just going through the process tomorrow?
Yeah, they're selected. They're selected tomorrow.
Awesome.
And then, so what happens is Disney has a company that brings that 7,000 list down to about 1,000.
Okay, blessings.
And so then when we come, we then take that last 1,000 and bring that 1,000 down to 100.
That's a blessing.
And then in another week or so, those 100 students, they'll be posted online, and there'll be a big announcement announcing the 2019 class of Disney Dreamers. And so if you're listening, if you're like, my little brother needs to be in that, or my sister or my daughter, or I need to be on that, maybe you're a high school student that's listening in, make sure next year you apply, right? So like by the beginning of the summer, applications open. And so just make sure that you're continuing to do things now that are pushing you towards your dream, so that when you apply next year, you really have something to say that these are some tangible steps that I took toward pursuing my dream.
Yes, man. Dr. Ellis, I really, truly appreciate you coming through and reviving the Revive Airways tonight, man. You definitely dropped some gems. Like I said, I was taking my notes, so I hope everybody out there was taking notes as well. If you please, one more time, can give yourself a shout-out, let the people know how they can find you, stay in touch with you, how they can stay locked, your social media, your website, all the above, and definitely how they can find your books, because you have some amazing shirts out there, too. You have a T-shirt collection as well that's out there.
Oh, yeah. So
really
we launched
need to
a
check
T-shirt
out.
line this year, and the T-shirts for the males are King, anything less is beneath me. And then for the ladies, we're not going to leave you out. And the T-shirts say Queen, anything less is beneath me. And those T-shirts, along with the Restoring the Male Image book, can be found on my website. That, again, is www.dralexellis.com. That's DRALEXELLIS.com. And so if you want to follow me on social media, everything is under Dr. Alex Ellis. That's DRALEXELLIS. That's Twitter. That's IG, and that's Facebook as well, and also LinkedIn. You can follow me there. And if you are interested in having me come to your church, having me come to your school, having me come to your college or university, you can simply go on the Dr. Alex Ellis website, and there is information there where you can just reach out for a speaking engagement or things like that. Or if you're having a youth event at your church and you're looking for a powerful speaker that has a heart for young people, you can reach out for me there as well. And I'd love to connect with you and have an opportunity to challenge your young people to live their best life now.
No doubt, and I appreciate you with that, and you definitely have a word and a message for all of us out there, so I would definitely encourage everybody to go check him out. And I definitely wanted to make this point, too, before you hung up. Your team is incredible. Everything about your team was incredible. The communication between us and your team was on point, so I wanted to let you know that you have an incredible team, and a lot of entrepreneurs are lacking in that area when it comes to a team, so I wanted to make sure, I put that out there on air. So I appreciate you once again, Dr. Ellis, for coming through and supporting us here at Revive Radio, and I definitely want to stay connected with you.
I look forward to it. Thank you again.
No doubt. Have a great rest
and
of the week.
Congratulations on the success of your business. Keep doing what you're doing. We need your voice. Thank you.
I appreciate your voice, and good luck tomorrow with those 1,000 applications. I hope I hope a lucky winner out there who's listening right now will be one of those winners. Have a good one.
You too now. Take care. All right.
Shout out to our special guest today, man, Dr. Alex Ellis, man. Make sure you guys go check him out. Like he said, social media and website, Dr. Alex Ellis, man. Just appreciate all you guys for tuning in each and every Winning Wednesday. We go back to back, starting at 7 a.m. with that Good Morning Talk Radio. And then we ended here on Time for an Awakening, starting at 8 p.m. We all winning each and every Winning Wednesday, man. We go back to back. We need you all to join in on the conversation each and every time we reviving the airways. That number is 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. Make sure you guys spread the word, spread the message. Revive is alive each and every day for the next 365 days. I need y'all to go ahead and mark your calendar. 12/12 is going down. Revive Radio, Rhythm and Reasoning, Volume 2-4. Unity, community, man. We putting the unity back in the community. Slice over substance. I need y'all to be in the building. 7 to 10. 7 to 10 is going down, man. Revive Radio, Slice over substance. It's free to get in, but once you're in, we need you guys to go ahead and support us by buying some pizza, supporting us here at Revive Radio, doing whatever you can, keeping us alive. Donate to the 365-day campaign we got going on, man. This is an initiative that we're pushing with Blaze Pizza, man. Shout out to Blaze Pizza for partnering with Revive Radio to finishing the year strong. The conversation will be, whatever we make it, because it's about you guys. You will be picking the topics. You will be picking the questions. If you got a random fact you want to drop, we'll be talking about that live on air. ReviveIsAlive.com, because Revive is alive. Yo, Harmony, how they can find you?
Revive is alive. Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Harmony, the goddess, a.k.a. your walking incense, a.k.a. your soul food, not eye candy. And you can definitely find me on all social media platforms at Harmony, the goddess. Self-care, I like to say self-care is the best care. So allow me to be the peace that brings peace to you, and treat yourself or treat someone else to a massage, and book your next massage with your girl, Harmony, the goddess. And you can find me at either Remedy Spa and Wellness in Philadelphia on Germantown Avenue, or either just shoot me an email or DM. My email is at harmonythegoddess@gmail.com, because I do love to travel, so I will definitely travel to you as well as your events.
No doubt, man. Pull up, pop out, and hop out, man. It's the holiday season, so definitely shop small. Hit your girl Harmony the Goddess up. Get these imprints. You already know what time it is. Shout out to the whole Revive family. Shout out to your girl Tab Money coming through with Tab Money Habits every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. You already know we coming back live on Time for the Awakening this Sunday starting at 11 a.m. with your guys from TLS Politics, man. I need you to turn your radios up. Spread the word, spread the message. Revive is alive. We back tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. You got to get up anyway, so why not get up with meet your girl P.O.C.
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a startup business? Are you a local business? Are you an artist? Are you looking for someone to distribute your content? Revive Radio is the place to be. Come advertise with us at Revive Radio right now. You can find that advertising page at reviveisalive.com. Once again, reviveisalive.com. Advertise with Revive. We are reaching thousands of millennials all across the world. And once again, reviveisalive.com is where you can find that information. Yep, you know what time it is, man. It's Meet Your Girl P.O.C, host of Revive. Today is Winning Wednesday, so you already know each and every Winning Wednesday, we have a jam-packed show for you guys here on Time for the Awakening. I need you guys to give us a call right now, 215-490-9832. Once again, that number is 215-490-9832. And you already know ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com is the place for you to be. Click that link in my bio, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_POC.
You are listening to Time for an Awakening Media, part of the Black Talk Radio Network. For podcasts or live programming, hit them up at timeforanawakening.com.